I tried to avoid flying. So for me, it was at first like, okay, gate, okay. And I was like, how do I feel when I'm at this gate? New opportunity, right? You're just gonna hop on this plane. You're in some new destination, and you're like, nice,
Yeah,
new
I did.
new beginnings. I was working for corporate clients in a pharmaceutical company. Around me, the world was going up in flame, and the answer was no. The answer that I gave myself. It really fascinated me, these three pillars together. I would like to look at it from a bit bigger picture, meaning
As we are
look,
flying.
exactly, look at our society at first, because we can inspire them and we can deliver any message we want. And of course, this can be a message of sustainability. I'm not rock climbing, but I don't know, sometimes in my free time I like to, when there's a rock, let's go on it, explore. Okay.
And you are the first, I would say, passenger stepping into terminal vision. Ready?
Ready, let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Today is different. Welcome back to Gate Talk. But from grass, we are kicking off Terminal Vision with Gate 5. Lennart, welcome to Gate 5.
Thank you very much.
With Terminal Vision, we are not thinking about the past, we are not talking about now, we are talking about our vision in the future. Today, I have Lennart. Lennart is founder of Barefoot Event Consulting, mainly focusing on strategy, consulting, and workshops for sustainable events. Welcome to Gate Talk.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
So, Lennart, before starting our episodes and talking about the main 5 cores of each gate, I'm curious about the first time when you hear about Gate 4. What is the first thing come to your mind?
Yeah, I remember very well when you told me about it. And you know me, I tried to avoid flying. So for me, it was at first like, okay, gate, okay. Being a sustainability consultant, I tell people, well, try to avoid flying. It's bad for the environment. But of course, sometimes I do fly as well. Sometimes it's necessary. And then there are these moments when I am at the gate. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, how do I feel when I'm at this gate, And usually it's like you are just went through immigration, security check, all these annoying things. But then you're there, you're done, right? Everything is behind you. And what's in front of you is a new adventure, new opportunity, right? You're just gonna hop on this plane. You're in some new destination, and you're like, nice,
Yeah, I did.
new beginnings. So I guess that's what it's about, right?
Glad to hear that.
You sure? Yeah.
And you are the first, I would say, passenger stepping into terminal vision.
So,
Opening Gate 5, and we will start with your journey and not here a creative path, a visionary path here, because we are completely different. You know about that we have a lot of terminals, no? But now we are talking about terminals.
almost as complex as Heathrow.
Exactly. So, was there a moment sustainability as a topic came to you that thinking that this is the thing that you wanted to do as you take it as a strategy with your clients, How did you start,
So I think sustainability was somehow in my life the whole time, but my parents already raised me they taught me to have respect before nature in general, respect for the value of things, like, I don't know, don't let food get to waste. Or when I wanted new clothes, they were telling me, let's see if your older cousins have some shirts you can have, So these are core principles of sustainability. Of course, they didn't call it that, and I back then didn't know.
During that time, in the word itself, or scientific word, it was not well known. Like
Exactly,
right.
It was not that big as today.
Yeah.
And they also didn't raise me to work in a job where I would save the environment or the human rights, social justice, nothing like that. And I didn't. I started in event management. But at one point I was like, okay, I was working for corporate clients in a pharmaceutical company. Around me, the world was going up in flame. Like we had a pandemic, we had climate change, all these kind of things, and I was not satisfied. I was like, what of what I'm doing on daily basis is helping anyone, right? And the answer was no. The answer that I gave myself. So I started looking for alternatives, and that's when I discovered the master's program. I wasn't planning on studying the master's, but it really got me because it was from a very great university, from our university. They have a great teaching concept, and the program was sustainability, entrepreneurship, and technology. And it really fascinated me, these three pillars together. So I thought, yeah, let's give it a shot. And in this master was really where I understood that sustainability is the future. So it's not only about environment, it's not about climate action, and it's not about being an activist running on the street and protesting. It's about making business space. So it's about business, it's about management, proper management, ethical management, and progress, how to make things better. And I noticed, okay, it's a great way of doing business. It's great. So doing this master program, I realized that sustainability is all about looking at the big picture. Looking around you, what do you see? What do you see where people struggle, where maybe the environment is going down, something that is not right. And then after opening your eyes, after becoming aware, then you search for a solution for it. And this is something that I absolutely love, because with every project that I did in this master's, I felt like, yes, this is the right thing. This was in the right way.
Core of each gate talk, it is mindfulness. You know that Fly Beat Coffee is the mother of gate talk, and which is already cultivating core mindset. Unfortunately, the past years, mainly the last 5 years, the percentage of people that they getting burned out, they get really into troubles mentally, it's really increasing, guys. Whatever close people to us, a stranger and whatever. So, for Terminal Vision, with you, we are picking a really sensitive topic, which is vision and transformation. How do you envision the future of sustainable events or leadership?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is an interesting topic. I want to answer by first having a look at how we do events today, because it is about transformation as well. So from where do we transform actually? So my background is in corporate events, so I will also focus on this. And there the event usually is part of a marketing campaign. So it can be that it's about promoting a product or a brand. And then the client would go to the event agency with a briefing. They would say, look, we envision this. And then the agency is arranging all the logistics. They add some fancy technology to create a unique experience for the participants. And if there's time, if there's money, they squeeze in some sustainability, hopefully. It's very high level, of course, but this is somehow describing the reality of today's event planning. And I would like to look at it from a bit bigger picture, meaning
as we are flying.
Exactly, a look at our society at first, because how do we connect? We connect on social media most of the time. And if we want to find a partner, we use dating apps. If we search for help, if we search for answers, for information, we have digital assistants, right? We have Google, we have ChatGPT, and so on.
Our phones now is more important than anything else.
Exactly. It's more important than humans.
Yeah,
that is
definitely. This is a big problem.
Yes, yeah. And this is why I'm asking myself, why do we need events in the future? If everything happens digitally, why do we need events? My answer is because of the humans, because of human connection. And this is in essence, this is what event is about. It's about bringing people together. And I sometimes feel like we kind of forgot about this. So today it's about the brand, about brand experience, how people experience the brand, the product. but it should be about how people come at, how they connect at the event, the experience, the personalized experience. What do they gain? What message? Are they being inspired? These kind of things. Because I feel like we have a great power when we plan an event and when we work to deliver experiences for participants, that we can inspire them and we can deliver any message we want. And of course, this can be a message of sustainability.
True.
So the event of the future, in my opinion, is an event that is focused on the human, on human connection, on personalized experiences. It has technology, it embraces technology, AI, metaverse, you name it, but in the background, it has a supporting role. Sustainability should be the core of the event, of event planning, because there's a society's demand for businesses to integrate sustainability. There's a legal demand to do it. There's also a business case. It's proven that sustainable businesses are businesses that are future-proof, that are ready for any risks that are to come, and they are also more profitable. So businesses, companies today that kind of ignore these opportunities, they might just cease to exist in the future.
Okay, yeah.
It's the hard truth, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so this should also be the core of event planning in the future, because again, it is a better management work in general if we have sustainability at its core, but it also manages to inspire and to deliver this message of sustainability, of protecting the environment, respect, protecting our society, and improving our society, how we live together. All these messages are somehow integrated in the idea of sustainability, and this is something we should also put in the center of an event and inspire the people with it.
I do believe here that there is a sense of responsibility and impact behind your words. So, what does true impact look like in your work, and how can you measure it? I'm so curious about that.
I love the question, because impact, like when we talk about sustainability, we talk about impact all the time. Like it's we want to reduce the negative impact. We want to create positive impact. We want to measure our impact on environment, on society. The funny thing is that no one knows how to measure impact, because in sustainability, because it's so complex. You can't say, okay, how sustainable is our event on a scale from 1 to 10? No one can answer you that.
No one, because it's there is no 1 + 1 = 2 here. You know,
Exactly.
it's differentiate from a mindset to another mindset.
Exactly. So people start looking at the carbon footprint of an event. They look at representation of minority groups, to look more in the social component. So there are different ways or different things we can measure that are important and that are related to sustainability. But sustainability as a whole, we cannot measure.
No.
He fails to do that. But I do want to answer your question. For me, to measure impact, to measure my impact with my work, again, I put the human in the center. So I measure my impact by people that I manage to inspire. It can be people that I train in my workshops. It can be people I work with, event planners that then make the events more sustainable in their future projects. It can even be the participants in these events that were planned by this person that I inspired. So, there's some kind of domino effect going on and on and on.
It's a really high level.
At one point, of course, I can't measure the participants and everything, but I'm able to measure at least the people that I directly work with. And of course, I can follow up with them. I can say, like 1 year later, so where are you now? Like, how do your events look like? And then I can see how my impact, how big it actually is, and if my work.
It means that already if you have a project right now, or you are working, you have a client, and you are consulting, I would say, something with them, your work is not ended immediately. It can be also next year you can come back and you can see the impact, correct?
Absolutely.
This is what I insist from what you said.
Because my work is also evolving.
True.
I start with workshops to teach people about sustainability, sustainable principles, and how you can apply them in event management. Then I deliver guidance when they work on extra projects, and I tell them, okay, look, this is how you can do it. But then, of course, it's up to them. You know, like, I can't be their sparring partner the whole time, holding their hand.
No.
I am empowering the people.
At some point, even for your kid, you know, at some point you have to lead them. You know?
Exactly. But this is also the idea that I don't see myself as the big expert who knows everything. I just think I'm this one step further than the people I work with of already having this awareness and knowing how to apply sustainability. It doesn't mean that I know everything, that I'm like on the scientific side. I know very little about sustainability, but I know how to apply it, and this is what I can teach people. And then these people, while they are doing it, they will learn and they will grow.
Definitely.
And maybe they will be way better than me at one point.
They will not have the same mindset after working with you, of course, completely different. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm really, how can I say this? Impressed, I would say. From being responsible to the future of content, you know, we are terminal vision. Like a terminal vision, we have to check what's going to happen in the future, imagine it. How can you? If your consulting work can be applied on different things like filming, digital experiences, global, I would say even chocolates. Okay, what would you pursue here? You know, it's very. I want to show the audience or people that they are watching us right now, how can you see things from another perspective?
Absolutely. It's quite easy to answer because right now I'm focusing on sustainability and how to integrate it into corporate event planning. This is my background. This is where I have the experience in both areas. So it's quite convenient to combine these topics with each other. That's why I'm doing it. But sustainability is a global concept. It's not something that only applies for event management. And of course, we can look at different events, but we can also look at different industries. And it's always the same principles that apply. We can talk about circular economy. What does it mean? It means looking at the resources that you use, looking at how you can minimize the amount of resources and how you can avoid, well, not only avoid, but how can you make sure that these resources, the longevity of the resources is as long as possible, meaning reusing them, repairing them, all these things. And these principles, they are independent of any industry. And that's just one example, that's just one principle. But you mentioned like in film production.
Film production, digital experiences, whatever, global workshops.
Let's say a film producer gets in touch with me and like, Lennart, I want to know, how can I make my film production more sustainable? I don't know anything about film producing. I have no idea. So what would I do? I would say, sure, let's have a talk. Why not? You show me your work, I listen, and I will see where we can apply sustainable principles.
Okay.
So maybe it will not be the most profound evaluation, but I'm pretty sure I can give them something to start with. And this is all you need. And then they will have experts in film producing, and they will be like, oh, you know what? With this principle, we can do this, and with this, we can do this.
That's really
this
cool.
is how it comes together.
So I'm gonna be one of your clients of Fly Deep Cotton, you know?
Well, you're very welcome.
That's the reason. Okay, heading the last thing when it comes to the future of content, what do you believe or think about the right role of a visionary leadership? I would say, for example, what do they need to learn or to act in the roles to help people to even not only think but also rethink if this approach that they took is the right one to continue with it, for the wrong one they have to take a step back and then take another approach?
Yeah, I think the role of any visionary leader should be, first of all, opening eyes. Because most of the time we walk around a bit blindfolded. We see what we want to see. Some things we just don't see. Some solutions, some things that help us be better, feel better. So it is kind of our responsibility, if we are already walking with open eyes in this topic, to open the eyes of the other people as well and make them aware of these things. In my case, this is sustainability. And I like to use an approach, the Barefoot approach. This is why I call it Barefoot Event Consulting. It sounds funny, but I'm happy to explain it, because it's like the way I see sustainability is I see it the same way as walking barefoot. And just imagine you have new shoes, you're just comfortable in the new shoes, you're running.
You touch my weakness points. Shoes. The most important thing in my life.
Shoes are great.
Shoes it should be on top.
Absolutely. You have new shoes, you're running around, you're comfortable, you're stable.
Yeah, that's true.
But then you slip. Why do you slip? Because you were careless. You were so excited about your new shoes. The ground was wet. You were not aware of.
And sometimes I changed the path that I'm taking because of the shoes. So not.
Yeah, but the ground is wet. You slip. Okay, happens to all of us, right? Now let's imagine you take off your shoes. How does your walking behavior change?
Okay.
You will be very slow, right? You will be very careful. You will feel every stone, every edge.
Conscious mind would be on fire. Then I'd be completely aware.
Exactly. Out of a sudden, if there is something wet on the floor, you know it already. You saw it because you're like, well, it's wet. The stones, like, you're very aware of your surroundings, of the ground you're on, but you're also aware of how the ground affects you, and even how you affect the ground. Like, just, I don't know, let's say there's a small animal or something. If you're with shoes, maybe you don't see it, you stumble on it, whatever. If you're on barefoot, you would definitely see it, and you would be like, oh, maybe this animal will sting me, I better walk around.
Definitely, yeah.
So you also have an effect on the ground.
That's true.
And it's not only that, it's also, this is the very first time you do that. And then maybe you're like, oh, that was exciting, I want to do it again. And then you practice and you practice and you practice, and at one point you're gonna feel more comfortable, easier, simpler, because you have learned how to do that, how to apply the barefoot walking.
Yeah.
And at this time it feels natural. And this is where I aim sustainability to be.
Resting approach.
Because in the first time it's gonna be uncomfortable, it's gonna be complex, overwhelming. I don't know where to start, I don't know how to do it. But then they practice, they learn about it, they become more aware, more conscious in every step that they do, literally.
Yeah.
And at one point, the more they apply it, even after some struggles in the beginning, maybe some things take longer, maybe they are more expensive, can also be. But at one point, it's gonna be natural, it's gonna be automated. And then this is where you have the benefits, where it's gonna be easier. And I assure you, then you also won't slip anymore, because you did your risk assessment. You checked around, you are aware of the risks that are on the ground.
You told me before about climbing.
Yes.
I think this is what crossed my mind right now when you are talking about this.
Absolutely, because I'm not rock climbing, but I don't know, sometimes in my free time I like to, when there's a rock, let's go on it, explore. No big climbing, but just a little bit. And I realize myself, when I do this with shoes, it depends also on the shoes, but often I'm like, it feels a bit uncomfortable because maybe the rock is slippery, maybe it's edgy, I don't know, and I'm not sure how my shoe will react to it.
Yeah.
It's something I really realize when I'm on a rock barefoot, even if my feet are wet, it will still be easier for me to climb on the rocks than with shoes on.
Interesting. That's really good thing. Now, gate 5 is gonna be same close. We need to hurry up.
Like the cafe is also.
Like the cafe, everything. So, with Gate Talk, we have a campaign. It's called Tattoos in Your Mind. Majority of us, we have tattoos, and when we decide to have tattoo, which is really, really attached to our skin, we are really believing in that. And it's really rare for someone to tattoo something and decide after 5 years, yeah, I'm gonna tattoo it now because after 5 years I'm gonna remove it. This is really rare to find someone like that. So now we are not tattoo things on our skins, we need to tattoo in our minds.
On the brain.
Exactly. If everyone listening right now to us till this point, thank you for being with us till this moment. Lennart, if everyone listening till now could take one insight from gate 5 from you, it doesn't matter if that person will already started to be a sustainable consultant or taking the same approach as you, or maybe someone else, what do they learn from you? And after that, we will write it down on this card, our cards.
I like this card.
Yeah.
Tattoo this in your mind. Very nice.
What do you want to tattoo?
I'm gonna surprise you.
Okay.
So I talked a lot about sustainability.
Yeah.
I could tell you like the Barefoot thing, or it's not gonna be about that. It's gonna be about positivity and optimism. I think maybe I talked about it a bit in some points, but this is really something that is very important for me. Because I believe we are surrounded by a lot of negativity. Like we are in a swamp of negative news and negative emotions.
Don't tell me.
What it is. Every day, exactly. And it's easy to complain, right? It's super easy, like it's their fault, whatever. And what people often don't realize is that negative thoughts or negative impressions, they also pull yourself down. So you yourself get in a bad mood.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I mean, of course it can lead to depression, burnout, you name it, but
A lot.
this is not what I mean. It's just in general that you put yourself down through negativity. And like around 2 years ago, I started to say, no, I want to have positive news. I was searching for positive news, and I saw there are a lot of apps in app stores and whatever that show you only positive news. And it's amazing. I mean, these news can be like, I don't know, this country planted X amount of trees, or this hospital, they cured this disease, you know, like things like this. And of course, it's nice to read these things, even if you don't even see the catch to it or something, it's just nice to read them. And what I realized after a couple of weeks that I was going through these news every day, I realized that I started seeing good things in things, in situations, in people where others might not see them right away. And I saw them before the negative things. That's actually the great thing. So this mindset of being able to seeing the positive first, this helps me ultimately to be more happy myself.
That's amazing.
And I think that's what it should all be about. Be happy, right? So if I should tattoo this in your mind, of course you can't tattoo everything that I just said, so let's narrow it down. And to narrow it down, I want to recite a quote of an amazing British comedian, Monty Python. Amazing dark British humor.
It's your style.
It's my style.
I know you.
They said, always look on the bright side of life. So that's gonna be the tattoo.
That's really cool. So before closing the gate, and the captain will call us, what is the next thing or the next gate in your journey you would like to share with us, if you don't mind?
Absolutely. I have something very exciting. So just recently I finished a course myself to become a trainer for some workshop format. It's called Climate Fresque, and it's a very engaging collective workshop where people understand the complexity of climate change.
Really cool.
So climate change is an incredibly complex topic. A lot of scientific data, a lot of things that are intertwined and connected, and it's really hard to make sense out of it. But in this workshop, in a really some kind of game puzzle, people get the idea of it, and they leave this workshop in a motivated way to be ready to take action. So I completed this course to be a trainer, and next week I'm gonna actually I have the opportunity to host this workshop for the first time.
That's really cool.
And yeah, I'm very excited. So for everyone, check it out. Climate Fresk is a big community, so it's probably you're gonna find a workshop in your wherever you are as well.
So can we share the link in the description below? With everyone.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's free.
And even for the people that they are going to accidentally, just like or watching our Gate Talk 5, of course, the workshop the link is gonna be not expired or just something.
No.
Gonna be always open.
Always open. It's for free. Everyone can participate.
That's amazing. That's cool. So, ending Gate 5 was amazing tattoo. Can we repeat it again?
Always look on the bright side of life
Always look on the bright side of your life.
in your head.
Even if you are not used to do that, train yourself, you know. If you try to approach and apply LENNART tattoo and you find yourself that always the negative thoughts always pushing you, talk to the negative thoughts and tell, yeah, ciao negative thoughts. We are only welcoming positive thought, of course, with a lot of how can I say that, welcoming positive thoughts with a lot of positivity. That I would say.
We have the negative thoughts at the other gate. They're not coming with us.
Thank you so much for being with us till this moment. Gate 5 is closed in a couple of seconds. Everything related to Gate 5 will be left on the description below. Links, Instagrams. Follow us for a lot of upcoming news. And see you soon. Ciao, guys.
Ciao.